Put me some of our traditional Texas Pete hot sauce on there. There we go. Put this lid on there. Look at that, y'all. Nice. So we got a couple pieces of our zucchini squash. And there we go. That's going to complete our plate. So let's try this, shall we? Hey everybody, Mike Chavez here once again. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Alright y'all, today gonna barbecue some chicken. Not just any chicken. I'm gonna take a whole chicken and we're gonna spatchcock it. No, we ain't gonna quite spatchcock it. I'm gonna do this frog style spatchcock. That way you get all the meat, you don't take the backbone out. This is so much easier and I think it does a much better job. We're going to put this out on the Acorn Char Griller Auto Kamado with some apple wood. We're going to cook this up. We're going to get the breast to about 165, thighs and legs to about 170, 175. We'll bring it on in. But before we do that, we're going to season it with the best beer can chicken rub. This is beer can chicken rub from Cosmo's Q. All right, we're going to season it up with that. But then what we're going to do is we're going to bring it in here. We're going to take probably half of the breast and a little bit of the leg and thigh meat. We're going to pull it, okay? We'll pull it. We'll mix it up with a little bit of barbecue sauce. I got a couple different kinds of barbecue sauce. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. We'll mix it up and we're going to make pulled chicken sandwiches, okay? I got some nice hamburger buns. We'll probably put some onion and pickle on there. So pulled chicken sandwiches, barbecued and smoked. This is going to be delicious. Y'all stick around, check it out. Let's do it, y'all. Pulled chicken sandwiches. All right, y'all. So what we got here is about a 5-pound bird, a little chicken, some yard bird. I'm going to pat them dry a little bit. So frogging this thing, pretty easy actually. But the first thing I'm going to do is get these wing tips off, because they'll just burn up in the process. Alright. Turn it back. So what we do, just cut right next to the breast there, this skin. Alright, come on down. Try and do this so y'all can see a little bit. Cut it all the way down. Okay, got a little water in there. Let's get rid of that so it doesn't go all over the place when we turn this. Alright, so once you get this cut all the way down, which we got, we're going to go ahead, so we got it like that, cut it down both sides. Down both sides. So I'm going to open it up and flip it on its belly. Just like that, and then do a little chiropractic work on it. Push. Might need to come back. We'll break these joints here on the legs. There we go. So we got that cut. I'll move this over. Bring this rack over. Now, we'll go ahead and try to dry this some as much as I can. Let's flip it around. Got a little bit of loose skin here. I'll go ahead and get rid of some of that. Got some loose skin down here by the legs. Get rid of that. Get rid of the little tail. So you don't want this to steam. If you leave all this water on here, it'll steam in there on the cooker. So let's flip it back over. A little more. Got a little bit of excess skin here. We'll get rid of that. It's not much. Alright, so I'm going to flip this upside down again. Another little pat down. Try to keep my hand clean. Alright, so we got our Cosmos beer can chicken rub. So this stuff here is pretty good. It's got garlic, got regular salt, onion, red pepper, red bell pepper, lemon, citric acid, a few other little things. So I'm going to go ahead and season the inside. Alright, flip her back over. What I'll do is try to pull the skin down a little bit. Alright, get some seasoning inside the skin. On the skin, wings, pull the skin back on the thighs a little bit. Season it on in there, season the skin up. All right. So let me see here. All right, we're gonna let this thing sit here and get happy. Let this seasoning do its work. Then we'll go fire up the grill. Sounds like there's a little bit of weather outside, so I'm gonna have to do this in between rain and thunder. Alright, so I'll probably see you outside in here in a little bit. So stick around, let's get this chicken cooked. Alright then, so we got leftover charcoal from our last cook, that should be plenty. We got a tumbleweed. Let's get this tumbleweed fired up. Alright, so we'll give this 10-15 minutes. Let these charcoals get started. Then we'll fire this thing up. We'll run this thing about 300, I don't know, 325, somewhere like that. We want to do this hot and fast for this chicken. Alright, back shortly. Alright, y'all. So I think these tumbleweeds have done the job. So we'll spread our coals out a little bit. Got a handful of apple wood, chunks and pieces. So we'll put our heat deflector on. We got a catch pan, keep things a little clean. Let's get our cooking grate on. Here we go. Might give this a little brush. Ain't too bad. All right, get this thing fired up. Go ahead and let me see here. If y'all can see it, I'll set this about 350. And confirm. And it says to set the vent to D2. So we'll open our vent up. We'll just go to D1 for now. Alright, let this thing come to temp. We'll bring the chicken out. Alright y'all, this cooker's at 350. So, brought the chicken out. You can see the rub has done its thing. Ready to go. I went ahead and sprayed some olive oil on here. Just to help it out a little bit. Let's open this up. I'm going to start this out skin side up. Alright. I'm probably going to go ahead and cut some zucchini wedges and put on here too later. So we're going to go skin side up for 30 minutes. I'm going to come back, put a temperature probe in. Then we'll let these let the breasts come up to about 165, and we'll go from there. So about 30 minutes, and we'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and prep some zucchini wedges, and we'll be back. All right then, for this zucchini squash, we're going to keep it real simple. All right. So I'm going to cut the ends off. So I got 3 squash in various sizes. So we'll go down the middle. Down the middle again. Got a nice wedge. Okay? Put it in the pan. We're going to keep these wedges pretty good size. Alright. Got some olive oil here. Spray them down with olive oil. I'm going to season them up with regular old Cosmos SPG salt, pepper, garlic. So when we go back out there after 30 minutes with the chickens, we'll put these on there with the chicken. Alright. See you back outside in a little bit. Alright y'all, so this has been on here for about 30 minutes. Shut the cooker off, take a look. So we want to go ahead, flip this thing over. Alright. So now let's get put the squash on. All right, so we got our temperature probe. We put that right down inside that breast. Close her up. Actually, let me go this way with it. Alright y'all, let's look on this. Chicken's not ready, but I think the squash is. Let's take a look at the squash. Oh yeah. Let me go ahead. See if that's tender. Oh yeah. I don't want to turn to mush, so we're going to take that off. We'll leave the chicken on here. We'll just reheat this squash later with the chicken if we need to. But this squash is ready. Chicken's looking real good. Let's do a quick temp check. It says 156, 150, 149, so that's about right. Want that up to about 160, 165. So I'm going to go ahead and take that squash in the house. Alright y'all, so our temperature gauge says 165. So let's take the thermopin and have a peek. Alright. So we go into the breast. It's close to the bone there. They're showing 153. Let me see what the thigh says. 170, 180. Breast shows 159. So what's going to do? We'll take this out, take it in the house, let it rest, and we'll get the carryover. It's fixing to storm out here, so let's get this on inside. So there we go, y'all. Nice. So we're going to shut everything down out here. Storm's on the way in. I'll go ahead. All right, y'all. This has been resting for about 15-20 minutes. Let's take a look. Looking pretty darn good right there, y'all. Look at that. Frog chicken. We're fixing to cut her up for a sandwich, for a pulled chicken sandwich. Get me a knife. We'll remove this breast section, put it over on a cutting board. All right, let's get the leg thigh section. So we're going to actually pull this just like you would pulled pork. Get some of this breast meat. Some of the leg meat. All right. Chop and pull. Get this skin chopped up. All right, let's get a taste. So I'm going to put a little bit more rub on here. And what I'll do, I got this Sticky Fingers Memphis style barbecue sauce. Put some of that on there. Not a whole lot. Give it a mix. Here we go. So we'll set this over to the side. So we'll take this pulled barbecued chicken, pile it on that bun really nice. Pile it high. There we go, look at that. So we got some raw onion, some pickle, put me some of our traditional Texas Pete hot sauce on there. There we go. Put this lid on there. Look at that, y'all. Nice. So we got a couple pieces of our zucchini squash. And there we go. That's going to complete our plate. So let's try this, shall we? Alright y'all, here we go. Pulled barbecue chicken sandwich and some zucchini squash right there. So let's try this out, shall we? This is going to be messy. See if I can do this with one hand. Here we go, y'all. Look at that. Y'all ready? Taste! Pickle. Mmm. Let's get another bite. Taste! Oh yeah. Let's try a zucchini. Mm-hmm. Right on, y'all. So that's a pulled barbecue chicken sandwich. Really good. So we took a whole chicken, we trimmed it frog style, seasoned it up with the Cosmos beer butt chicken seasoning, put it on the charcoal Eldorado Kamado. It took about 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes at 350 degrees with some apple wood. Awesome. So I hope you enjoyed it. You need to try it too if you want. It's good. Also, we've got playlist here, video here. Check it out. And if you haven't done it yet, I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.